Contracting and overemployment. So as promised, posting after having started my little experiment in contracting. Contracting is probably the best way of finding multiple jobs on top of stable jobs. Speech marks, because we all know there's no such thing as a stable permanent job anymore. Unfortunately, given the current economic situation and the foreseeable future, being laid off is a more frequent circumstance than it used to be in the past. I'm dabbling in some contracting myself, and I'm still on my contracting journey. It can be worth your while because you can be anywhere. You invoice the company your hours and you cash out. Taxes are your responsibility if you're outside IR35, unless you choose to go with the structure that the contracting company are giving you. I would say for a first-time contractor like me, going with inside IR35, you are essentially an employee for tax purposes, will make you feel a lot better as you dip your toe into the overemployment contracting world. Make sure you take a good look and make note of the structure of the timesheets and invoices. Timesheets are online tables where you place the number of hours you worked for that week. You submit the sheet and then get paid the next working week, i.e. you are always paid 1 week later for the week that you worked. Once you feel like you've had a good insight into how they divvy up your money, you should be able to copy this in the future. If you feel like you can set yourself up as a limited company and work with an umbrella agency who will set you up to put your invoices through. Note that they will take a cut of your pay because they are providing you with a service, but as long as you know how much they will be taking off of you weekly, then this can be controlled for. Alternatively, you can hire an accountant who can help you out with your finances, but they are pretty pricey and can save you a lot of hassle and calculations, but I personally prefer to go with an umbrella. So if you're inside IR35, you have a fixed day rate with the company that hires you, and they dictate it. They essentially can call the shots on you without providing you with any benefits of being part of the company. At least that's what I have found. For example, annual leave. They tell you how much you can have, when you can take them, how many you can take in one go, and leave you to organise within your team to ensure someone is always on call. You don't get paid for the days of leave you take, so be cautious. This also counts for bank holidays, sick days, etc. Hours worked. You can choose to protect this to a max of 48 hours a week per week. I did this because I like having a life, but essentially this is fixed and working more hours won't really affect your pay. They won't pay you for more hours worked. It's actually a good practice in being diligent with your work-life balance, I found. And also, if you protect your hours, they can't demand you work on weekdays and holidays, etc. Notice period. I was told I have a 3-month notice period, which is super odd for a contracting role. It's normally a week, if that, and even then it's out of courtesy. Essentially, it is like you are on payroll, being paid via PAYE, as all your taxes and student loans, NI contributions and pension contributions, as well as umbrella company costs are taken before you get your salary, but you are provided with a laptop and work phone. You don't have any of the broader company perks, at least I haven't been provided any, which I feel is a bit of a damper considering the stance they take on annual leave and notice period. So you can't apply for internal secondments or training courses, and any jobs that you might like to move into the company, you can't apply as an internal because you're not technically an employee. Having said this though, this has given me a starter insight into contracting, and I think I'm going to try and collect more of these in the future. I've already started speaking to lots of recruiters on this, and I've made a number of connections, but I'm holding off on putting my CV forward to them until my current contract role comes to a close. They all want to move a lot faster than longer term employment roles, which is quite handy. So before that, I want to learn more a little bit about outside IR35 because it sounds like an ideal role. They often pay quite high rates as your taxes and pension contributions are your own responsibility, so your take-home pay can be quite high. But things that you need to be aware of are taxes. You calculate this yourself and it's dependent on which country you live in. Pensions, you can find a plan and contribute to this yourself as you won't have the company offering you this. Expenses, you pay for this yourself and are not covered by the company. If you ask for the companies to cover this, you start to move into employee territory. Student loans, if you're still paying this off, you need to be aware of this when calculating your monthly bills. But I'll probably post something on that when I've experienced it myself. See you in the next post, yeah? Love and laissez-faire.